Hello and welcome to Murder Dictionary Podcast. My name is Brianna and that is Kelly.
Hello.
Oh wow, that was like so polite. I did not even expect it. I'm totally blindsided by that.
I was just trying to mimic your hello. I want to be more like you.
Thank you. So before we get started, we always want to remind you of a few things.
Hi, it's Jamie, Progressive #1, #2 employee. Leave a message at the... Hey Jamie, it's me, Jamie. This is your daily pep talk. I know it's been rough going ever since people found out about your a cappella group, Mad Harmony, but you will bounce back. I mean, you're the guy always helping people find coverage options with the Name Your Price tool. It should be you giving me the pep talk. Now get out there, hit that high note, and take Mad Harmony all the way to nationals this year! Sorry, it's pitchy.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
That you find in the show notes for every episode. There will always be links to our social media if you wanted to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. There will also be links to places to buy merchandise. So we've got t-shirts, phone cases. I'm totally drawing a blank. Are you shaking your tits at me?
Is it sweaters? Do we have sweaters?
Yeah, some hoodies.
Oh, okay, there we go.
My brain's just not working. But you find a bunch of big merch items at Threadless.
Can we sell tits?
We totally should add that to our Threadless shop. Yeah.
Next time.
Next week we're putting it on there. And then you can also find smaller items like stickers and magnets and condoms and all sorts of good little tidbits on our Patreon. So we have a few new people to thank for Patreon support this week. We wanted to say thank you to Natalie, Aaron, and Felicia, and also Sabrina increased her pledge.
Natalie, Aaron, Felicia,
Sabrina
the Teenage Witch. Thanks.
So thanks, you guys. We really appreciate that. And if you wanted to be on our Patreon, the link is in the show notes. You'll also find a couple more things. We'll always have links to resources for some kind of self-help and victim resources like...
CPS?
Yeah, CPS, 12-step programs. I'm serious. Like, my brain is just totally blank right now.
There's like mental health stuff, right?
Yeah.
There's
suicide
a .com.
hotlines,
yeah.
Anti-bullying stuff. You know, I'm just not at the top of my game, but there's a ton of stuff there.
It's there. They know.
And I know. You guys have heard that before.
Yeah.
You got it. And then also there will be links to some resources if you want to follow up on the case that's covered tonight. So if you want to do some more reading, look into it a little bit more, see what we researched, then check out the links in the show notes. Cool?
Cool.
And I think that's probably pretty much it. We can get started on Witchcraft Part 2.
Cool.
Part 2.
Duh. All right. Spoiler alert, everyone's dead in this story.
Yes! That means it's a great case.
Yes. W for
Witchcraft.
Yeah, Witchcraft. So we're doing the Yorkshire Witch.
I know nothing about this.
Whew.
I know like very little about these long historical kind of cases. I know slightly more, but not much about more recent ones.
Things get kind
But
of
I'm really
crazy.
excited because I know going into it, I know zero about this.
Cool.
I'm
Thank
stoked.
God. This makes me feel so much better. I can stop sweating because I was really nervous. I was like, she's going to fact check me.
No way. Have I ever fact checked you? I'm always like,
No.
tell me more.
Yeah, you're right. I don't know who I'm talking to right now. That's my own problem. All right, so let's get in. So we're doing Mary Bateman, aka the Yorkshire Witch.
Nice.
Mary Bateman was born Mary Harker in 1767 or 1768. We don't really know.
I mean, really, time is just a flat circle, right?
It's good with these old cases. Actually, you know, it's. I was telling you, I was like, man, it's kind of hard to find stuff.
Yeah, I know. The further back it goes, the more it's just like, maybe it was this year, maybe it was that year.
Yeah, and the details always blended. Like some stuff is completely different.
You got to find like 17 sources, but it's
Yeah.
just not out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Mary Harker was born in Asenby, which is a village. Also, I don't know if I'm saying anything right in this.
That's perfect.
Asenby is a village and a civil parish in the Harrogate district of North Yorkshire, England.
Okay.
She was the daughter of a well-respected farmer named Benjamin Harker and his wife Anne. Apparently she had no job. I like how they just...
Right? I love that. In a lot of stories, it's like that. It's like, he did this. She did, well, not very much. She did him.
Yeah. So even at an early age, people described her as displaying a knavish and vicious disposition.
Wait, what's knavish?
That's what I said. See? Okay. I think it's like...
I'm like, my vocabulary is kind of semi-decent. I don't know what knavish. Is this an old-timey word?
I usually put it next to it. Yeah, it's an old word, and I think it's like stealing stuff.
Maybe mischievous or something.
Dishonest or unscrupulous.
Got it. Okay.
That's totally what I said.
Knavish. That's my
Knavish.
word of the day. I'm going to use that in a sentence. But vicious, I mean, who describes a kid as vicious? Like, you got to be pretty fucked up to be described as vicious as a child.
It's like a dog.
Right?
Like, that's a vicious dog.
Like, that's a rabid kid.
Yeah.
You know?
So it was reported that even at like her young age, she stole a pair of Morocco shoes and secreted them for some months in her father's barn. At length, she brought them out and pretended she had found them. This is all English, obvious talk. So I guess secreted means hid, right?
Right.
And I had to look up Morocco shoes, and those are a little pointy.
I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, is this a pointed shoe?
Yeah, that's exactly. Yeah. So she would just steal shoes and then hide them.
Was it always shoes? Was she a shoe fetish person?
No, I wish. That would have been better. We don't have a lot of women.
She's just a klepto.
She's a klepto, and she just, when she got caught, she's like, oh, I found these right here.
Where did those come from?
They're under the
stylish.
couch.
Look, they're just my size, though. I mean, I may as well keep them.
Oh,
right?
These shoes.
These old things. Oh, wait. I mean, those aren't mine. Wait, what?
They're her dad's big-ass shoes, too. So the con artist basically was she was kind of born as a con artist. Most people kind of, you can see how they turned into that, but
yeah, it like develops over time, but it seems like
but as a kid
it's right away with her.
She was knavish and vicious.
Knavish.
I can't say it. Vicious. As a child, she would hang out with gypsies, and she would learn their skills and trade, including like mixing up potions and fortune telling, stuff like that.
Like early like witchcraft, or just very simple, just kind of...
I mean, it says witchcraft, but it doesn't really elaborate on things. So potion spells, fortune telling, all in that witchy kind of, psychic realm.
But nothing specific, like not Wiccan or like...
No, and that's what's weird about that. Is that
a lot of times that's what I'm finding with these cases. Like, she did a couple spells.
Yeah.
She had a voodoo doll, but like... not really much specific information about the belief system.
Yeah, and I think the ones that are negative, it's usually never Wiccans because they're peaceful ass people.
Right?
Like, they're
just like, I just want to hold this crystal, maybe like not take a shower, and like, normal Wiccan stuff, right? Is that offensive?
I'm technically
There's a lot of Wiccan people.
like, I shower.
So I just think of the Wiccans as hippies. That's what it's to me.
That's
honestly.
Offensive.
You're right. I really don't like hippies. I shouldn't say that. I like Wiccans way more than hippies.
They have way better herbs than hippies.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
So Mary got a job at 12 in Thirsk, which I guess is a town, and worked Thirsk, and worked for about a year in York. She ultimately was fired for stealing. Oh
man, she can't keep the habit. Like, no. She can't stop.
She's a thief.
Can't stop, won't stop.
Is this T for thief? I don't know. What letter are we on? But she had accumulated a bad reputation as a thief and was deemed unhireable at the time.
Well, yeah. But I mean, the thing about this era, of course, like we've talked about many times, you could completely reinvent yourself.
Yeah.
And nobody would know that you have this reputation. You just show up with a different resume.
There's
like,
no
it's
Angie's
easy.
List.
Yeah. There's no way to cross-reference. No fucking way to do a background
You
check.
could just change your name. There's no IDs.
Nothing.
That's so cool. We were born at the wrong time.
I could get so much shit done if you know what I mean? Like, I would live like 7 different lives.
Just role play all the time.
I mean, really.
So in 1788, when Mary was 20, she worked as a mantua maker, which is another name for a seamstress or a dressmaker.
Mantua maker? I feel like I'm just learning. I feel like you're just the teacher right now.
I learned so much. Mary had lived with the dressmaker she was working for and apprenticed the lady. It is said that she had mixed her witchcraft with dressmaking.
Wait. Is this like a Disney cartoon where she just kind of waves her fingers and a dress comes together?
Bibbidi bobbidi boo, there's a dress.
Exactly.
That's what it seemed like. I don't know if she was sprinkling like, herbs or something, but wow. I really think they mean just conning people. So this is what they said. I don't know.
Sounds like it. I'm just going with the Disney theory. I mean,
so here's
Bibbidi bobbidi Empire Waist.
The quote says, mixing with it a certain share of witchcraft and making up the deficiencies of one concerned by the productive properties of the other. So whatever she lacked in the shitty dress, she was like, bam, that's good. You know, I'm just going to witch you into thinking it's good, right?
Got it. Okay.
Like, I think she's really good at selling people on something that's not theirs.
She's like, oh, honey, you're killing it right now. Slay.
Yeah.
Slay.
Like, what's the Naked King or whatever, you know, where they're like,
the emperor
oh my
has
God.
no clothes or whatnot?
Whatever that guy is.
The Naked King.
Don't let me ever.
No, but I mean, that's a good point. If you tell someone and you're convincing enough, she has that skill.
Yeah.
She has that gift of gab. She can just convince someone that it's amazing on them.
This lady has got the gift of gab.
Right.
I also liked at the time that the dressmaking, I was like, oh, what kind of beautiful dresses? And the first thing that came up with a Monto maker is those like poofy capri pants that go under like petticoats, which I think you and I need to just rock every time we do an episode.
We need pipes, monocles.
I've got like 4 pipes.
I mean,
what kind of pipe
there's
do you
pipes
want?
like right in front of me right now, but I'm just saying, like, you know, fancy pipes.
Yeah.
Not those pipes.
Yeah, we could lay pipe.
I mean, it's in the pants. The
pipe is
pants
in the
communicate, I'm here to lay pipe.
Although she was getting paid as a seamstress, she still had her side hustle as a fortune teller and a potion maker.
I thought you were going to say Uber driver. It's fine. She did Postmates? Oh, cool.
It seemed like she made a profit off of false hope, as in like a fortune teller, basically people who want to know the future and will pay a bunch of money to know shit instead of just figuring it out and living life. And they're more focused on that. And a potion maker where it's like they're just trying to force someone to be in love instead of actually doing the work. It's just lazy people, it seems like.
That's a good interpretation.
Unless you go to a psychic or a witch and you're cool.
Yeah, I don't know. I think there is something there. The type of clientele that you're working with are people that are kind of desperate. You know what I mean? You're going to someone because you want to achieve a certain outcome or get certain answers. So they are especially, let's say, you know, vulnerable and gullible, you know, to whatever you tell them. She could really just manipulate anything.
And she could pair it. She'd be like, you know what will really make him fall in love? This dress that I handmade.
Right.
With this potion. So
it's open crotch. Love.
Mary Bateman married a carpenter and a wheelwright named John Bateman. She had met while being a dressmaker after only 3 weeks of dating.
I mean, that's the way to do it. Don't get to know them, because then
exactly.
you'll only be disappointed. Marry right away. He's a wheel something?
That's exactly. I was going to say, can you guess what a wheelwright is?
Wheelwright. It's like a blacksmith, but only for wheels?
Ding, 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 ding.
It is?
Yes. There's so many words I had to look up. And I was like, oh, I felt dumb. You know when you look up a word
that's,
and you're like,
I mean, who knows that?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
They were married at St. Peter's Parish Church in Leeds, and it didn't take long for John Bateman to realize what a mistake he had made.
Well, yeah.
He kind
3 weeks, not long enough.
Yeah. I mean, I get that people died faster back in the day, and maybe there'd be a little bit of more of a rush, but maybe like 4 weeks?
There's a sense of urgency. 4 weeks is definitely a good long relationship.
I'm only assuming it took you like a month to figure out who she was, so...
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe the head game is strong.
Oh, man.
You know?
That's how I'm keeping
she
my
can
husband.
be very convincing.
Yeah. He began basically to see who he was really married to.
That usually happens when you marry someone.
Yeah. Just like,
wait, who are you? Oh, you're a bitch.
Yeah. And then I have to sleep next to you, which is even worse. John Bateman found out that Mary was stealing from fellow lodgers, basically our versions of roommates, and conning them as well. Since the couple didn't own a home of their own, they were living in a shared house.
Yeah.
In less than 2 months, Mary had gone into one of the lodgers' things, stole his watch, silver spoons, and 2 guineas. Which I thought that was fucked up because who steals pets? But
I was just thinking the same thing. I was like, oh wait, no, that's
it's a 1/4 ounce of gold. So
it's
I
coin.
learned. Mary was
I
caught.
feel like I know that from a song or some sort of old musical or something. That's the only reason I would know what a guinea is.
I spent
But
all
otherwise-
my guineas at the bar, and then I went home and played with my guineas. That's the kind of music you listen to.
That's exactly the song. I'm surprised you even knew it. Like, it's so obscure.
It's called "Spent My Guineas."
Yes.
Stupid.
Fuck up some guineas.
I sprinkle some guineas on my guineas. So Mary was caught and remedied the situation by returning all the stolen goods.
Don't do that.
She's
That's
like,
admitting guilt. Just run.
oh, that was
You could reinvent yourself. Like, it's
Oh,
the fucking 1700s, right?
It's her thing though. Oh, these Moroccan shoes.
This old guinea.
John Bateman was a hardworking and respectable man who didn't drink, which I guess is crazy for the time.
Dude, it's fucking opposites attract. It's Paul Abdul and the cat, man.
And a year into marriage, John bought the couple a home in Leeds. And
He didn't leave after the 4th week? Oh my
no,
God.
he stuck with it. So head game strong.
Wow.
Oof.
Lots of suction.
A year into marriage, John bought the couple a home in Leeds and properly furnished the home with his hard-earned money. Made it all nice and
Someone's got to be
comfortable.
the breadwinner.
Of course.
So she can steal everything. Takes a lot of time to just steal, you know?
Not for this lady.
Effort, practice,
You gotta have things to steal.
discipline.
The close people in Mary's lives were not immune from her schemes.
Well, yeah.
I didn't know that. I thought some people are safe sometimes. Like, I'm shitty to everyone else, but not to you. You know?
I mean, I've made that mistake a few times. Like, if this bitch is gonna fuck over all of our friends, she's sure as fuck is gonna fuck me over.
That's
You know what I
true.
mean? You're never immune. You gotta just watch someone's character. But I've made that mistake. Like, it won't happen to me. A couple times it's
Can
happened.
you give me more life lessons? 'Cause and let me write this down. Trust no bitch.
I mean, really, if she's, if someone's a shady lady, they're always going to be a shady lady to you, too. Right?
True.
It's the law of shady ladies, the universal law.
I'm not a science major at all. I have no idea. In a panic, Mary had come to John and informed him that his father had become severely sick.
Was it true?
John rushed to see his dying father, but when he arrived, he found that his father was alive and well.
Oh my God.
So
Why?
So he said the same thing, and he thought he just started to realize what she had done, and then he rushed back home to see what had happened, and she basically completely disassembled the house, sold everything she could, furniture, clothes, etc.
No.
She also sold things that she had previously stolen to cover those scams up too, so she wouldn't get caught with those goods.
What the fuck?
He
And
basically
she just left? Or she
no,
was
she
like,
hung
where
out.
did our shit go?
she went, oops.
That's the thing. I don't understand why this is her style. Like,
had
don't
some-
stay. You gotta leave. You burned the spot. Right?
Yeah, no, she can stay. I mean, what is she? She
That
just paid her
is-
debts.
Fucking balls. I can't look someone in the eye after that shit.
No,
No
but he
way.
basically had been robbed by his own wife. which is pretty sad.
Yes. That's nuts.
It's also said that she had used some of this money again to pay off victims of previous cons. She had owed people, so basically she wanted to pay off her
Oh.
debts.
Wow.
So she was considered a well-known fortune teller and good at her trade. So at this time too, she's also everyone's coming to her. Not so many people, but enough people to where word of mouth. If people want to know the future, people want to get some spells to do stuff. She's known as like the local neighborhood witch,
Wow.
but in reality, she was just a fantastic scam artist.
Yeah.
People like that she was able to ward off bad spirits and accurately describe their future.
Huh.
So this made her more popular, as we were saying. But by today's standards, she'd just be known as a full-blown hustler, making
Right.
rap songs and
Oh, yeah.
hustle, hustle, hustle. She would lie to get money and squeeze every cent and possession from her victims.
Of course.
Almost like a gambling problem, if you
Right?
think about it.
It is. I mean, it's like an obsession. It's an addiction.
Yeah,
She can't stop. Even if she's experiencing consequences,
Yeah.
getting caught,
which she is.
like, it's still not enough for her to stop.
Yeah, you wonder what like the final consequences.
Yeah, what is she waiting for that would just be the thing that she couldn't handle and has to stop?
And I hate that you can't figure out where this came from because, like as we were saying, she was just born
Right.
scamming.
Yeah. Like, it's interesting to see the psychology of someone developing that. But when you really don't know and it's so old, and there's probably, if it was more recent, maybe we'd have more information. But it
Yeah.
seems like she just from the jump was
Was a bad egg.
Yeah.
I wonder if people are just born bad. Is that true?
I think sometimes. I think sometimes, you
It's
know?
true.
Yeah.
One of her most infamous scams involved a hen that laid eggs bearing the words "Christ is coming."
Come on.
Swear.
What?
So,
Please tell me she wasn't putting the eggs back in the chicken and then making it come out. Please don't tell me that. Not the chicken.
do you want me to tell you that?
Chickens are like
So,
semi-cute.
She would get these eggs and she would like basically write in them "Christ is coming," and then she would shove them back into the
No.
oviduct. Yes.
Ew. That's so terrible.
I ate eggs today while I was reading.
While you were-
this. Yeah, I was just like, this is good. Christ is coming.
That's so gnarly.
So she charged people a penny to view this. So I don't know how long this went on, but those poor chickens, like
Yeah.
really just something cruel to do, because I mean, I'm sure pooping anything that big isn't going to be comfortable, but to put it back in and then out, like,
Yeah, that's so bad. That's
real sad.
vicious.
Yeah, she's real mean. A real witch.
Wow.
When Mary would call it to the other world, she would reach out to the spirit, Mrs. Mary Moore. I don't know why she would use the same.
That's a real old-timey name. Mrs. Mary Moore.
And she does the Mrs. and Miss with her spirits, which is kind of funny because how her spirits, I don't know. But it's pointless. It's a pointless detail that I guess.
Right?
Like Mrs. Mary Moore, and she would use her as a guide, and she would be the spirit she would contact to help her during fortune telling.
Because then you have like a fall guy. You're like,
Kind
it wasn't
of.
me,
Yeah.
basically.
And you can add a backstory. So the backstory was the spirit's powers came from her being the seventh child of a seventh child. People ate this shit up.
Oh my God. That is stupid. I don't know how people are so gullible.
This is just a story of gullible people.
Or if it's just desperation. Like, was it just,
What's
I don't
the
know, people in
difference?
No, I just like to, I think about it like, I don't know, but I have weird views about things. But sometimes I think of religion in that way.
Mhm.
Like, there's a lot of people believing some really crazy shit. Or
Absolutely.
certain types of big religions that are basically cults. Enough people believe them because they really desperately want to believe.
You just want to believe, exactly. And
Yeah.
I mean, the seventh child of a seventh child, I
mean,
that's hip.
that's enough for me.
Yeah, that's almost triple sevens. So, I guess, yeah, if you add a few minor details, it gives your story weight, and people just toss money at you.
Yeah, and I think that does kind of add some legitimacy. Even
Yeah.
if it's not true or whatever, the fact that you would know that or have certain details or whatever makes someone believe, oh, this is a real story.
Yeah.
It must be true because you seem to have all this info and all these details.
Yeah, if
It's not just a random name of a person, it's a person with a story.
Yeah, if you have details, it would be real.
Yeah.
Mary also called out another money-making spirit, Miss Blythe, from Scarborough. Miss Blythe didn't have an intriguing story like Mrs. Moore, but she was just as good at guiding Mary into predicting the future. Miss Blythe was sold by Mary as critical in the removal of evil wishes by the use of magical cures and potions.
So if you really want to get rid of evil, you have to see this one
You have
spirit.
to see Miss Blythe. Like, if people are, like, wishing evil on you, then you gotta see Miss Blythe, because that's the spirit you want to deal with.
Like, you could go to the 99-cent store, but like that's some knockoff spirit removal.
Well, Mrs. Moore is not 99 cents.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, you could try, but it's
Probably
just
won't
not going to
happen.
work unless you come to me and you get the
Exactly.
good people, the good
Exactly.
spirits.
And I guess that service was charged even more than the regular fortune telling, which is the
Yep.
Mrs. Mary Moore. So you got your tiers of spirit guides.
It's like what was his name with the barf cauldron where he had the different animals that he would sacrifice? They were on
Oh,
different tiers. Like,
yes.
yeah, it cost more money, but it was more powerful. Like, yeah.
Was that a cult? No, it wasn't a cult.
It
That
was a cult,
it was?
yeah,
Okay.
but I just can't remember his name off life is hard.
Whippets. That's me, not you.
But yeah, I mean, I think that is a common con artist thing to do, is to create these levels so that you create a need for people to spend more money. If they really want what they're trying to achieve,
Yeah.
they're going to spend more money to
Like
get it. And they're going to,
Scientology?
right, like they're going to really invest in it.
Yeah, because you could just plateau off that too. Like, you always want something better. And
Right. Yeah.
if you got money.
Hustling.
So another scam or witchcraft move happened in 1796, occurred when a fire broke out at a manufacturing company in Leeds. A wall from the torch building collapsed and fell over, killing and injuring a bunch of people.
Oh, no.
It was a pretty bad thing in the community. So as most tragedies bring communities together, Mary saw it as a way to gain more money.
Uh-oh.
She went around the town and asked for donations and ended up just pocketing the donations.
Oh, my God.
One specific incident involved lying to a Miss Maud, who was like a well-known humanitarian in the town. Mary had told her that a child of a poor woman had passed in the fire and she didn't have any linens to bury the child in.
Oh.
So she asked Miss Maud for some spare sheets and linens to borrow, playing on her kindness, and ended up just taking them to a pawn shop later.
Oh, my God.
She
sucks.
She's awful, dude.
She's so awful.
She's real bad. She never donated or assisted in helping any of the victims of the Leeds fire.
But she was running around telling everybody that she was.
She did, yeah, exactly. And
Wow.
she seemed like she was doing good stuff. She had 3 other scams that were similar to the Leeds fire, and then began a new scam where she would tell people she was a nurse.
Oh, got it.
So she would, kind of the same thing. She would collect linens used to dress wounds and then would just go straight to the pawn shop to sell them. It's like, I'm a nurse. Again, you could just lie about fucking anything. No one says
Damn.
credentials.
Right. She just went to an adult store, bought a naughty nurse costume, and then just walked around collecting some linens. Just, the usual.
The usual. That's all nurses do.
I mean, that and urine samples.
Urine samples all day. And being really cranky when you're really sad and need help.
I know, right? Just having terrible bedside manner. Yeah. I've been dealing with that a lot recently.
Oh.
And then I try and just make them laugh. That's always my tactic. Yeah.
Not good.
No,
Does it work?
because it's at least I'm entertained, even if they're bitchy with me. I kept calling the little stickers that like go on your skin,
Morphine patches?
fentanyl. No, like for like EKGs and like monitors have basic like stickers and stuff. I kept calling them pasties. And I wouldn't stop like all the time. Or I would just ask for more and be like, can I get a couple more, and just point at my nipples?
My nipples are big. Can you miss? You're more on my chest.
You're a little high. I mean,
I think my nurse is blind. Those aren't fun. Do you ever take, when you took them off, did you rip them real fast or slow?
Fast.
No.
Yeah, you
You're
gotta
brave.
take them off. I mean, I've already been through so much. Like, I was like, they're just stickers.
A little hair
And I
removal.
kept asking for Sharpies so I could draw all the... I just like to have fun. I like to party.
Gotta have fun with it,
If you're in the ER, you gotta just crack some jokes.
I'm just gonna bring you the next time I go to the ER because I'm gonna have a
Honestly,
panic attack.
I'm a lot of fun in the hospital. I'm telling you.
Oh man. Do you open all the drawers too? I do that. The minute they leave, I go through and see what I can take.
Like robes and like monogrammed slippers or something?
Speculums.
Yeah, you do.
Or not. I don't know. So basically, she made bank off the kindness of others.
Of course.
Being her
like a
fake nurse.
true awful hustler.
Eventually, John Bateman discovered her frauds again.
Right. Eventually.
And was so disgusted with her that he entered into a militia.
So, I mean, it wasn't when she completely sold everything in the house?
No.
It still was after that? Like, that's some bullshit, dude.
I mean, you
Get
can't.
your shit together, John Bateman.
3-week love, man. What do you know about it?
I don't know. I guess I don't know nothing. It's the real love. I don't know about this fucking long-term relationship bullshit. I'm fucking up.
Yeah, I know. Try 3 weeks and let me know.
True love.
So he tried to join the militia, which he did, and he was gonna go. He's gonna go away and do whatever militia people do, shoot stuff. And he thought he was freeing himself. I thought he was freeing himself from his wife.
Right. It's just an escape route.
He just brought her with him.
No. What?
I don't
Why?
know, man. This guy's. Thank God he doesn't die in the story because I just want to talk shit about. Like, he's ridiculous.
Oh my God, what a fucking cuck boy.
Yes.
Oh, I don't like this guy.
He died.
Oh,
Do you
don't
feel
say
bad?
that.
I'm just kidding. So he brought her with him, and this is really insane to me because she's around more victims and can scam for more linens.
Right.
Militia, war, all that stuff.
Man, she's got a bad linen addiction. She'd be on like My Strange Addiction. Does she eat them and shit?
It's my favorite show as of recently.
They're always eating things. I just can't handle it.
That lady that eats the mattress.
Yeah, I can't.
The worst part about that show, and I just really want to, is that they always do a doctor's, like, they take them to a doctor where they let them know that their addictions aren't ruining their lives at all. They're like, this CAT scan came up clean.
They're like, you can eat like about 7 mattresses a year before you really got to worry.
This lady was eating rocks and sand.
Oh.
Nothing wrong with her.
Oh, God. I just felt the sensation of chewing on sand.
She likes that, so she would chew on nail files, too.
Shut your mouth.
I
What?
swear.
Come on, dude.
I'm going to send you a clip.
That's
So
disgusting. Wow.
Wow.
So this broad's eating linens.
She's eating linens. And she basically just flourished with new scams, old ones. She's just trying everything she can. She's just getting better at being a scam.
And the
scammer.
militia is, I'm assuming they're kind of traveling. They're not
I believe
stationary,
so.
right? So that means that there's constantly new people, I would think.
And Nurse Yorkshire Witch is just helping everyone stealing all their sheets.
Right?
So the scams...
Bedpans.
Yeah. The scams just kind of continue to escalate. They get worse.
Huh.
So in 1799...
You mean they don't get better? She doesn't just turn over a new leaf?
No, this isn't, a rehab story. This isn't a Lindsay Lohan turn over a new leaf.
I'm shocked.
I know.
You
You'll
say
see.
that like Lindsay turned over a new leaf.
Didn't
That's
she?
not a good example.
I think
no.
she's making bank being a sex worker in other countries.
Ex-
That's
I was gonna
completely
say
new...
she's yeah.
Oh, you view that as a negative. I think that's...
I'm saying her Hollywood career never came back and she never stayed out of trouble. I still just saw a video of her fighting with her boyfriend like a couple weeks ago.
Oh, the one
you
where
know
they're
what
on
I
the
mean?
beach or whatever?
There was one there. There was also a balcony one. There was a lot of stuff going on. I don't know why I see these things.
I'm excited to see it when I get off, when I get off work right now. Just kidding. This doesn't work. Cut out my Sorry, Jimmy. Can you punch me in my face every time I do it? Just
No, because then I'll get cum all over you.
Fine, we'll get one of those little squirt bottles that they do to cats.
Yes. I went into a pet store recently and saw that happening. They were trying to take a picture for adoption of a cat, and the cat is just like not having any of it. There's dogs. The dogs are barking, and they're just spraying the shit out of everybody. Like the cat's getting it, the dog's getting it for riling her up. Like it was a whole fucking mess.
Do it when they do something bad. You don't do it when they're just not doing
Just
what you
being
want.
a fucking animal. Like, yeah.
I'm so
They wanted
sad.
her to just like sit down perfectly, like, I'm a beautiful little cat in a painting.
Now
And
lick
it's
your
like,
leg.
like, right? Like, show me that butthole. No, it was not going to happen. Anyway, sorry.
Oh, that's
I
so sad.
digress. And they wouldn't let me touch the puppies.
It was punt the puppies. I heard that.
I like bent over and was like, oh, and she's like, oh, excuse me, you don't touch the puppies. I'm like, fuck you.
Bending over didn't work for you?
I mean, usually that gets me everything I want, but this time it did not.
What puppies?
There were just some puppies in the window. There was some Pomeranians and there's some like poodle mix things.
Ew, why would you want to touch any
Because
of them?
they're dogs and they're cute. I like dogs.
Okay,
and they're
yeah, that's
little
true.
and they're like wagging, like their whole body's wagging. Like they wanted me to pet them.
Yeah.
It was so consensual on their end. And then there's this like fucking cock blocking lady coming up, just like, you can't put your hand there.
And she gave you the bottle? She's like, get out of here.
Right? She just like squirted me in my face. It felt like it. Emotionally, she squirted me in my face.
In 1799, the Batemans decided to move back to Leeds and found a home near Timblebridge. Mary's scam started growing and she began practicing her charms and fortune telling on a larger scale. In the same neighborhood, Mary became acquainted with her next victims, the family of Barzia Steed, either one. Stead. So Mary convinced Barzia that law enforcement was pursuing him. She also made Stead's
with
wife...
what? Crack?
I don't
Like, here, smoke this. Do you feel like the cops are watching you?
Yeah, like it makes no sense. No one questioned her once.
That's so weird.
She was just like, "Hey, the cops are looking for you." And it's like, "Do you know it was the cops,
Right.
or did you see a poster?" No one questioned. I guess you just gotta question things.
Always question everything. That's so crazy.
So she also made Stead's wife jealous by stating that Barzia was going to leave, and when he did, he would take a woman from Vicar Lane, Leeds, which is, I guess, another place in Leeds, who was impregnated by Barzia Stead already.
Oh.
She's just making up rumors and saying that she's seeing the future.
Right.
Or having visions.
Okay.
Nobody... Wouldn't the wife just ask the husband?
Yeah.
But this doesn't happen because people don't communicate.
And they just believe her. That's so weird.
And not only this is how she made money. So to prevent Barzia from running off with another woman, Mrs. Stead gave Mary 3 half-crowns, which is equal to 2 shillings, and put 2 pieces of coal at the woman's door.
Ooh.
The coal would induce sleep in the woman and somehow would ensure that this witchy charm would work.
Like she would just sleep and not get pregnant? I don't understand.
The coal is like plan B.
Right?
So in the morning...
I'm going to try that.
Yeah.
No babies. Just put coal.
We're going to do the egg trick. I'm going to put, Christ is coming on your coal. And
you're just going to block everything coming in?
Yeah.
Got it. I'm going to do the coal because that sounds like it doesn't hurt as much.
So in the morning, Barzia Stead left because he was supposed to go something again with military. He was supposed to leave. So he ended up leaving, and Mary assured Mrs. Stead that the charm had worked. He had not taken the pregnant woman with him. The made-up pregnant woman had not gone with him. She made money off this, dude.
Oh, my God. I can't imagine hearing something like that and then not approaching my significant other and being like, hey, so where's your dick been lately?
I would approach them with a broom, and you would see me chasing and sweeping the shit out of them.
I would approach him from behind with a frying pan.
Yeah.
I don't know. No, I mean, like, if someone tells you some crazy rumor, go ask.
At least your best friend, or like your husband's best friend. I don't know. Do some detective work.
Like, you got to just look into it. Don't just believe it at face value and not question it at all. You have to look into it.
Like sniff his dick or something.
Yes. That's a lot without some sniffing,
Mary also continued the lie by saying that Barzia's father was going to murder the pregnant woman, so instead she just killed herself.
Wait, what?
So, in order to make the imaginary woman never come up, so if she wanted to talk to this woman, she was like, oh no, his dad found out and was going to kill her, so she just, in fear, the pregnant woman just killed herself. So problem solved. She's a good liar.
She's got to close up that loose end.
She did. She cut off the lie by making the lie kill itself.
That's so nuts.
Fucked up.
I hate her.
Worked like a charm? I don't know. I put that in all caps. I hate myself. This apparent win kind of gave Mary the notoriety she wanted. Everyone. I mean, this is just the power of telling your friend or just word of mouth selling.
I wouldn't tell anybody that if that happened to me. I'd be like, I'm not.
You made a pregnant woman disappear and your husband didn't leave you.
I don't want anybody else knowing about all that bullshit going on in my family, especially in old time and days.
Well, I guess if my friend had come to me and be like, oh, my husband's cheating with this girl that he impregnated, I'd be like, you know what works?
Yeah, I guess if that happened.
Do you want her to kill herself? Like, do you know the girl? And then...
Where's the nearest coal?
Mary basically just convinced poor women in states of desperation to sell and pawn everything they own in order to prevent their husbands from cheating or leaving them.
Oh my God.
She completely fabricated everything, which just makes her a really good saleswoman. I mean, I want to say witch, and again, that whole link, at least there's like charms and coal and weird eggs, but it's really just sales and the gift of gab.
It's really hustling. Yeah. It's just selling it, hustling.
W for hustling.
Yeah, that's crazy. And I'm sure with each scam that goes well, she's getting more confident. And the bigger and the more notoriety, she's like, yeah, I fucking got this.
Exactly.
I have my hooks in everybody.
That's the escalation, right?
Yeah.
And you would wonder why no one ever rats her out. And it kind of seemed like she was immune to legal consequences. Until she
I'm excited.
Yes, she decided to scam William and Rebecca Perigo. It might be Perigo. You pronounce it however you like. So in the spring of 1806, Rebecca Perigot became convinced she was possessed by an evil spirit.
As one does.
Of course.
You know.
Another account says that it was a nervous disorder, which is probably what it was.
Right, yeah.
They just
more
seemed,
likely.
Yeah, likely. That's probably what the ailment was, but
we just didn't have the language and the medical backing.
Disguised
that we do
in
have
mysticism.
Today. Right?
Just possessed. She was told about Mary Bateman and asked her to help get rid of it.
And again, it's like someone's so desperate because they're probably having these episodes that they don't know anything about. They're terrified about it. It's causing them whatever effects in their life.
Yeah.
And they come to her just totally broken, like, please fix it, you know? So she could tell them anything.
Yeah, exactly. Anything you want. And just give me the money and you're fixed.
That's so terrible.
And you have to wonder how terrible are doctors at this time? Are they using leeches and stuff?
Yeah, just crazy shit.
Nobody goes to a doctor.
Cocaine and leeches.
Yeah, well, the first one's fine. Bateman informed the Perigots she knew a lady who lived at Scarborough who could read the stars and who could cure her, and that if a flannel petticoat was sent to her, she would at once communicate with this lady upon the subject.
So, wait, the only thing that's a problem here is that a petticoat is an undergarment. Why would it be made out of flannel?
Thank you.
Everything else was fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Reading the stars.
But in 1806?
But I don't want panties made of flannel. I'm just
No.
saying. I don't want my pussy to be like lumberjack status.
That's true. But at the same time, maybe she owed someone those, you know?
Right.
And she's trying to pay a debt with... But
I have these panties.
It's like even talking to a lawyer, like you have to pay to even get some advice. So she's having you pay, Mary Bateman's having you pay just to even see if we can fix something. Like you have to bring a gift to someone to even convince them.
Yeah.
Which is pretty shitty, right?
Oh, yeah. That's fucked up.
William proceeded to Bateman's house after this, and having handed over his wife's flannel petticoat, Mary said she would write to Miss Blythe, who basically was the lady she had met or had mentioned in Scarborough, and that an answer would be returned when he was to call again.
Oh, God.
So it's just kind of waiting.
I am not that patient.
Me neither. I'd be like, next. This is why Angie's List and Yelp. I'll just go to the number 2 spot.
Exactly. I'd be like, I can find something else. In the meantime, I'm not just going to wait around. Obviously, I have a problem that's big enough to where I'm coming to you with it. I'm not just going to sit and do nothing and wait to hear from you.
My wife's possessed.
I mean, come on.
How much time do we have?
Right. The clock is ticking.
I just imagine they're in bed and her head's just spinning around.
Yeah.
You know, gotta wait on that Miss Blythe. When William returned, Bateman produced a letter saying that it had arrived from Miss Blythe and that it contained directions.
Oh, God.
So she's just scamming these people. So the directions basically were that Mary Bateman should go to Perigot's house at Bramley and should take with her 4 guinea notes, and that she should sew them into the 4 corners of the bed in which the diseased woman slept.
What?
So she's going to sew some money into the corners, right? So 4 guinea notes, each corner of the bed.
Does this work for like getting rid of babies and STDs too?
You just throw money at it? Yeah, of course. Always. They were to remain there for 18 months.
Wow.
So to replace this, Perigot was to give her 4 other notes of like the same value. So she puts in the 4 notes and then he gives her 4 notes, right?
Got it. But instead she put in like 4 grains of rice. Right?
You'll see.
Oh.
So unless these directions were basically strictly attended to, the charm would be useless and it wouldn't work and she'd be possessed forever.
So give me that money.
Give me that money. On August 4th, 1806, Mary Bateman went to Bramley and, having shown the 4 notes, proceeded to supposedly sew them into the silken bags of the corners of the bed. So she's sewing them into the bed. So after William had given her 4 guineas, I'm going to say guineas, 4 guineas, she directed him to go to her house as further letters might be there, you know, like Miss Blythe might have left some directions. So they're expecting more directions from Miss Blythe. Everything just kind of surrounds on this mythical, imaginary Miss Blythe.
Magical Miss Blythe. All knowing, all seeing. I bind you, Nancy.
In about 2 weeks, another letter was produced, which gave more directions, that 2 pieces of iron in the form of horseshoes should be nailed up by Mary Bateman's at the Perigo's door, and that the pincers, those little graspy tool things, I didn't know, similar to a claw, were to be sent to Scarborough and to remain in the custody with Miss Blythe for 18 months already mentioned. So
the only thing that makes sense to me at this point is that they are probably really fucking bored. Because there's a lot of entertaining things that exist now that weren't around back then. So they were like, fuck it. What do I have to lose?
Yeah.
Like, I can do this shit. I've got nothing but time on my hands.
I mean, it couldn't hurt, right?
Right.
Could it?
Right.
You'll see it can.
Oh, no.
So
it
you're
can
already
hurt if you're dealing with a murder.
A murder, yeah. So 18 months, too. I just don't want to wait. Like, I don't want to wait being possessed for 8.
Again, I'm just not that patient. Especially in a situation like that. She's possessed? Come on.
Yeah. So they just basically kept giving money and gifts by the couple. Like, they just kept giving them to Mary because they're like, here, give this to Miss Blythe. And at the direction of Miss Blythe, they just, they never met. They never said, hey, can we meet your source? Or can we meet anybody? Shouldn't you be there?
And she's like, no, I'm your connect.
Yeah.
You don't meet the boss.
Don't worry about the boss. You got me. And it's like, if you're gonna help me not be possessed, I feel like someone's got to throw a cross on my hand, or someone's got to have some touching, right? Not just
some touching.
You got to like beat the spirit out of them,
I guess.
Not just money in the corners.
Yeah, it's got to be more aggressive than that, I would think. But then again, I just kind of just don't believe in this shit. So
no, me neither. And
it's kind of like, I don't know, logic would say this is all bullshit. But if you believe in it,
true. And it's a
you're
different
just gonna
time.
believe anything.
If this happened now, I'd be way more pissed. But back
then.
then.
Yeah, because we have like WebMD. You'd be like, oh no, she just has like epilepsy or Tourette's or something.
Nowhere does it say to put money in the bed here. I think something's fishy. Let's see these latest references.
Sure, apple cider vinegar can fix anything. So that's always what WebMD says.
From yeast infections to stomach cancer.
Just throw some apple cider vinegar on it.
So basically, they did start to, kind of worry, and they started to ask some questions, like normal, like what we've been rooting for the whole time.
Yeah, because they're not completely dumb.
Shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
Don't ask questions, I guess.
That's
Remember how we said ask questions?
Don't ask questions. We take it all back.
So
flip-floppers over here.
When they started to ask, they're like, hey, what's up with Miss Blythe? Or, what is this? They received letters from Miss Blythe informing them that they were supposed to eat puddings, which they were to add like a powder that was supplied by Mary.
No.
I mean,
Come on.
This is the magical powder, dude.
What?
And regardless of the effects that they were experiencing, they were supposed to eat it, no matter what. Or they would die a terrible death. Okay?
No. That sucks.
So the couple ate the puddings for about 5 days, but on the 6th day, William, he couldn't stomach more than a spoonful of like the foul-smelling powder. It wasn't good for him.
Yep. Makes sense.
Rebecca ate it all and died in agony.
Oh my god.
I fucking love pudding.
Pudding.
Pudding. This really almost ruined pudding.
I don't think anything could ruin pudding.
No. True.
It's always going to be a classic.
So at Mary Bateman's trial, William Perigo described the symptoms as, he said it's a violent heat that came out of his mouth, his lips turned black, and he had a pain in his head, 20 times worse than any common headache.
Oh my god.
And Rebecca's symptoms were even worse. Her tongue swelled up so that she couldn't really shut her mouth, and she was just constantly thirsty.
Oh.
So she passed away. Rebecca passed away on May 24th, 1807. Her last words were basically a request for her husband to not be rash with Mary, but like to wait for the right time.
Whoa.
So it's like you knew.
Come on.
That's messed up. I would have been like, kill
her. Whoop that trick.
Be on your grave.
Headstone.
Like, whoop that trick.
I mean, really, I would be all about revenge. If I knew that I was eating something that was poison, one, I probably would stop.
I just wouldn't eat anything that doesn't taste good.
Well, there is that, but you and I are just
different.
know.
I mean, I guess if it's supposed to be healthy, that makes sense too, because nothing healthy really tastes good.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Apple cider vinegar isn't good.
No.
It tastes awful.
No. But you keep drinking it
Yeah.
until your tongue swells up.
But it's really sad that I mean, how did you not know? You already were asking questions that you still ate the pudding.
There was something in the back of your mind. You're asking enough questions to where that little voice in the back of your head was saying, this is wrong, this isn't working, this isn't,
This isn't pudding.
Right. So maybe you should stop eating it?
Yeah, just see what happens.
Come on.
Because if you were starting to feel better, maybe I could see that. And why was he eating it?
Yeah. Unnecessary.
He's not possessed.
Right.
Actually, I would have been like, no, that doesn't.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would save it. Like, if it really does work, I'd be like, oh no, I don't need to eat it. I'll save it for the person that's sick.
Yeah. Apparently, the cat, they said poultry, so I'm just imagining some chickens. They had eaten it too, and they had died. So I don't get why. I know there's like rat poison around that time. So
oh God.
Yeah, if my cat dies from eating the pudding or the powder,
yeah, I would be like, yeah, that's not for me.
Not for me. We'll go holistic,
right? I'll get some acupuncture. Fuck this.
So after about 2 years after the meeting with Mary Bateman and the charm, William Perigo finally decided to retrieve the notes, like the stuff that's at the corner. He's like, let me just check out what's sewn into our bed, maybe to get some money. It's weird that it took him almost 2 years.
Yeah.
So he discovered, what did you say?
What?
What did you say that was in there? You said something, like there were pieces of something. It was
rice.
Rice. Okay, so it was rotting cabbage leaves.
What?
Waste paper and a few old farthings, which are like the version of UK pennies.
Oh God.
I would have ripped it. Like, one pudding deep and my cat dying would have ripped it open.
Oh yeah. Like, what the fuck is going on here?
And now realizing that he had been tricked, he arranged a meeting with Mary by convincing her that he needed to buy more medicine. Because, I mean, he probably wanted to kill her, right?
Oh my God.
So instead of selling fake medicine, she was arrested by William Duffield, the chief constable of Leeds.
Oh shit.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
When she was searched, a vial with arsenic was found in her pocket.
Wow.
And I guess in her trial, they kind of assumed, or they had suggested, that it was intended for him as like the final disposal of William Perigo, since her powders had killed his wife and not him.
Right.
Because she had that kind of thing of getting rid of all of her mess ups, and
yes,
hiding her tracks. So Mary Bateman was tried for the willful murder of Rebecca Perigo, and it took place at the York Castle on Friday, March 17th, 1809. The trial lasted all day, and the chief witness was William Perigo.
Huh.
It took the jury only a few minutes to find her guilty, and the judge sentenced Mary Bateman to the gallows.
Wow.
But of course, she had to try and scam her way out of death, basically.
Yeah.
So after being sentenced to death, when asked by a clerk if she had any last words, she said that she was 22 weeks pregnant. And I guess at the time it wasn't legal for a woman who was pregnant to be hanged.
Oh, shit.
So this is what they did to figure it out. The judge, Sir Simon LeBlanc, ordered a jury of married women to basically be on a panel to examine Bateman.
No.
Yes. He's like,
come on.
Hey, can you figure out if this is true? So many female spectators present.
Oh my God, that's just terrifying.
That's so scary.
That's just so scary. Because I'm just imagining everything about pregnancy and childbirth in this era.
It's awful.
Oh my God. Yeah.
So many.
That's like an old school ultrasound.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
What's that Mitch Hedberg joke? He's like, do you know anyone with AIDS? Or
He's like, no. Well, you know me.
Yeah.
It's a roundabout AIDS test.
There you go. So many female spectators present attempted to leave. They were like, no, I don't want any part of this.
That's fucked up.
So the judge ordered the courtroom doors to be locked and basically made the panel happen.
No.
So she was found to be lying and not with child, and she was still ordered to be hanged.
Wow.
At 5 a.m. on the Monday following her trial, which is March 20th, 1809. Do you know anything cool about that birthday? Or that date of birth for someone that you might love?
No, not at all.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, it's the day Mary Bateman died, so Mary Bateman, the Yorkshire Witch, at the age of 41, was led to the gallows.
Wow.
It happened behind York Castle before a crowd of thousands of people. The crowd was so large because the belief had become widespread that somehow Bateman would cheat justice. She would get away with it.
Right? Everybody's got to be thinking that
Yeah.
with how long she had been out there and how many different people she had been stealing from and scamming.
She swindled so many people. And that's kind of weird about that whole gallows thing. Obviously it's not cool, but if you had been dicked over by this lady, I'm throwing cabbage. Would you not? That's like, honestly, I mean, it's terrible if they're wrongfully convicted, but
I don't want to see it.
I don't want to see
couldn't
it.
be there.
I could wear a blindfold and throw cabbage. I hope it hits
It would
her.
be like a piñata? Oh my
Yeah.
God.
That's a really good way to put it. So there were many supporters of her, and then there was a lot of people who just wanted to see her die. So it wasn't exactly split, but she did have supporters, people that she had helped with her spells and her potions and her
Right.
fake fortune telling. But also she had poisoned someone. So
Right.
I don't get how you would have been like, whew, I got out of that one.
Right.
So some of the people who supported her actually believed that an angel would descend and remove her from the gallows.
Oh my God.
Mhm.
It's just, where is logic? Where is it?
It wasn't created till 1850.
Oh
so.
my God. I just can't understand it. That's so fucking crazy.
Large crowds lined the route from York to Leeds when the body of the Yorkshire Witch was returned after the execution because
Ooh.
people really wanted to see her body.
Make sure that she was gone, probably.
Mhm.
People just really didn't believe it.
True.
Huh.
And it's a witch, too, so you never know.
She could
Supposedly.
just bounce up,
Yeah.
just sit up and be like, ah, ha, ha, ha,
Mhm.
just cackle into the sunset.
Like every horror movie ever. So the body was handed over to the Leeds infirmary for dissection, as I guess it was the custom in those days.
And there was nothing but linens in her tummy.
That
And then they put it on the very first episode of My Strange Addiction.
The pilot. So I guess the morbid fascination was kind of overwhelming with the witch,
Yeah.
and her body was put on show.
Oh no.
The hospital raised about €30 by charging 3 pence to 2,500 people who came to see it.
Damn. That's morbid as fuck.
Right? They also had her skin tanned and pieces were distributed as souvenirs.
No. Really?
Yeah. You get a piece. You get a piece. You all get a piece.
That's so gross.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I don't know what tanned her. How do you have someone's skin tanned? I don't know. It's probably
It's
some
a
old.
term. It's a term for like a treatment of like they do that to leather tanning and
Oh.
whatnot, and I think it must preserve it or something like that. But it
Yeah.
is a way to just treat any
Ooh,
skin.
it dries it out
It's
like
on a living
leathery.
person. Yeah.
That's crazy. So just a little small thing at the end. Besides the victims that she had scammed out of money, you got to remember her husband. I guess she had kids were also affected. Her husband and children saw none of the money that she had scammed, and he also got all of his stuff. I mean, he has to replace everything that she
Right.
had gotten rid of, and they just faced extreme poverty.
Oh,
They had no house, no belongings to sell to pay their debts. I guess she betrayed and deceived every single relative she had, her father, her brother, her mother. So she basically just made the people she loved suffer and strangers suffer. She was just an
Oh.
all-around
Bad
terrible,
lady.
terrible witch.
Wow.
So that would be the Yorkshire Witch.
Wow. Can you imagine having her as a mom? That's what I'm thinking. Like,
Oh,
how fucked up would you be? Like, did her kids go on to be serial killers? Because they
True.
grew up with just a
No sheets.
horrific, awful, right? Like,
This is a terrible mom.
yeah.
That sucks. Yeah, and I feel bad for her husband too. Like, why?
Yeah.
Why would you stay with that though?
That's the thing. I feel bad to a point, but then I'm like,
Is divorce a real thing back then though? I don't know if that's like, would you be
I mean,
hanged?
they believe in all sorts of spirits. You
That
know?
makes no
Like-
sense to me. Yeah, you believe in spirits. You believe the concept of people's brains not working is like of a nervous disorder is less believable than them being possessed.
Right.
That's so weird to me.
So divorce is definitely not believable.
Yeah, definitely not.
But yeah, it's just crazy that he would stay and subject the children to that. And she just kept doing things and nothing really made him snap out of it and say, I gotta go.
He brought her to the militia after he knew she was doing the nurse scam, the fire scam.
That's fucked up.
How she wasn't like chased out by a whole community.
Right? Just
like people can talk and give good recommendations about her services, but they can't talk about being scammed by her. Be like, oh, that lady asked you for linens too?
Right. You would think that word of mouth would spread.
Maybe they all thought she was doing a good thing. I guess if you think one person, oh yeah, well that person is collecting stuff.
Right.
You just need that one person to find her at the pawn shop. Where's the pawn shop guy in this?
Yes. Oh my God. Yeah, someone needed to interview the pawn shop person. Or if the pawn shop person sees that everybody's linens from the entire community,
that's true.
At some point you got to refuse the linens, right? Like you have too many.
Or ask some questions.
Yeah, that shit's crazy.
God, pawn shop questions.
Dude, we need to go interview some pawn shop people.
New podcast.
They got to get all sorts of crazy stories and crime shit and
But not like the reality TV pawn shop one. Not like pawn
no,
shop,
no,
whatever they are.
Like, buy this fucking crazy ass car. No. I want to know, like, that gold filling, where'd it come from, you know?
Where'd you get that cast? With the foot still inside. Well, that was the Yorkshire Witch, the real witchy lady. Again, you know, I guess you don't ever have someone pointing a wand or anything at someone, but they do those spells, and I guess pull, and that's their method. And she was a woman. Did I say she's a woman?
Well, then witch, definitely. Definitely. Yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of a ambiguous term.
It really is.
Which is why I was like, oh, this will be interesting. There's got to be a bunch of cool stories. But it really is like any person that grabbed a book and started reading out of it, like it was going to cause some sort of, I don't know, outcome.
Yeah.
And tried to manipulate the future and manipulate people. And
instead of calling her a con artist or like any type of like hustler, anything related to that on scamming people, it's like you're a witch, which is just such a big term that women get put into a lot. They mention her as the witch, the Yorkshire Witch, and so they specifically call her that, which is just...
Well, maybe the word hustler wasn't invented yet. I don't know when it came into existence.
Bamboozler. What do they use? I feel like they have some old words. They have weird words.
A swindler.
Yeah, swindler. What's a swashbuckler? Is that a pirate?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds close, though.
Yeah, it sounds scammy.
Yeah. But I don't know. I mean, it's the same... I don't know. It's the same shit that's been going on since the beginning of time. People will always find a way to prey on other people that are in need, people that are in poverty, people that are, you know, struggling. And that kind of person is always going to exist, whatever that hustle is, whether it's witchcraft or stealing or whatever, or just starting a huge corporation and, you know, trying to just earn money that way.
Red Cross. Right?
You know, it's always going to happen.
Yep. And I think I just don't get, we sit here and we're disgusted with somebody making money off other people's misfortunes. Yeah. And that is just, it has the highest, because people just give things. There's no cost to it. There's no buying it at cost, you know, to make a profit of something. Someone's just giving and donating. Right.
That's a huge scam. That's crazy.
I'm so sad. You want to go burn some witches? Fuck true crime and chill. I'm pretty sure the lady next door is a witch.
Oh, yeah? What's your evidence?
She lets her kid play outside like really late at night and doesn't
Oh, you
watch
mean
it.
Bitch.
Oh. The kid just
you
stares
mean
at
bad
me
parent.
while I'm smoking a cigarette outside. The kid's just dogging me. It's like 2 a.m.
What did you do to that kid?
What's what I'm gonna do. Keep acting up.
I'm still planning.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Well, thanks for the Yorkshire Witch story.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
Thanks.
So that has been W Part 2.
WTF Part 2.
So before we take off, we just wanted to remind you once again that in the show notes, you'll always find links to our social media, our Patreon for small merch items, our Threadless for larger merch items, and some resources for victims of domestic violence, for some self-help things, some suicide prevention, 12-step, a bunch of stuff in there, as well as some research materials if you want to keep reading. And then before we leave you, we wanted to say thank you once more to, do you remember?
There's an Erin, there's a Sabrina, there's a Felicia, and
Natalie.
So
thanks again to Natalie, Erin, Felicia, and Sabrina.
thank you so much, guys.
We appreciate you.
I don't have to go scam people and read their fortunes.
Right?
And
So I think that's pretty much it
Yeah.
for this week. And we'll see you next week for W Part 3.
oh, we're doing a W Part 3.
I mean, I haven't written it yet.
Oh,
I'm
so
still
excited.
I'm pretty under the weather, but if all goes right,
Yeah.
if the stars align, I'll have a next week's episode.
I'm really excited to hear about the lovely lady next week.
The shady lady of
The
W.
Shady ladies of dubs.
Do you want to go cast some spells and true crime and chill?
Can I put my spell inside of you and pour my potion on your face? No?
I prefer it on my chest, but thank you. Yes.
Whatever you want. As you wish.
Bye.
Bye.
Hi, I'm Lainey, host of the True Crime Fan Club podcast. If you're a true crime addict like I am, then my show is for you. I'll peel back the curtain and give you a glimpse into the life and crimes of some of the most demented minds. Check out the episode Broken Bonds and listen to a brother reveal a deeply held secret. Or hear about the day that the heavy metal community will never forget in the episode Dime Bag. These episodes are just a sample of our catalog, so you have plenty to binge. Just search for True Crime Fan Club Podcast in any podcatcher. You won't want to miss an episode.
Let's say you just bought a house. Bad news is, you're one step closer to becoming your parents. You'll proudly mow the lawn. Ask if anybody noticed you mowed the lawn. Tell people to stay off the lawn. Compare it to your neighbor's lawn. And complain about having to mow the lawn again. Good news is, it's easy to bundle home and auto through Progressive and save on your car insurance, which, of course, will go right into the lawn. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Discount not available in all states or situations. And now, an ad from Dad.
All right, save money on car insurance when you bundle home and auto with Progressive. Can I take these off? All right. What is this? This looks good. Wow. That's well made. Where did you get this? I'm talking to you with the hair. Yeah, where did you get this? It's good stuff. That's solid. That's not veneer, that's solid stuff.
Progressive can't save you from becoming your parents, but we can save you money when you bundle home and auto. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Discounts not available in all states or situations.